Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to Roberto's Journals. And in today's video, I have a huge update to share with you. And boy, oh boy, is it a big one. And I can't wait to get started with sharing you this story. So I went for my next adjustment, and this time round it was going to be with Sarah. And it wasn't like the adjustment that I had before where both Sarah and Chick were there together. This time round, the adjustment was only with Sarah in her own practice, which is not far from where I live. So it's absolutely fine that I went to her practice. And I came to find out when I was talking with Sarah that my treatment plan has been transferred over from Chick over to Sarah. So immediately, me just being a naturally curious person, start asking a load of questions of why is there something wrong, because I know that Sarah is a specialist orthodontist. So I wanted to know really what was going on, what was going to happen with my tooth. But now it's more like what's going to happen with my teeth in general and what the treatment plan is going to be moving forward. So I hope I'll be able to clarify some few things, and it'll help me understand it a bit more too now that I've had a day to reflect on what's happening. But all in all, I think it's a good thing. But let me start from the very beginning and explain to you the answers of some of the questions that I asked her. So one of the ones was asking why did it have to change over to her? Was there something wrong with my teeth that it got to a point where it was that complex that she needed to get involved? Was it something that, was there something wrong with my original treatment plan with Chig that she now needed to take over? So that sort of side with the difference in personnel from Chig to Sarah, she answered with the fact that she believes, and Chig believes, that with this stubborn tooth, it's become more of a complex process, which I didn't think it would be, but apparently it is, which means that now Sarah takes over the case. So I asked Sarah, is Chig not like a specialist orthodontist like you are, like Sarah is? And she said that Chig is a dentist, he's an orthodontist, but he doesn't specialize in difficult or complex cases. So in my case, the way I hope I'll be able to summarize the way that they explain it to me. So when I initially went to see Chig, like over a year ago now, it was supposed to be a simple case of you take out 4 teeth, which you then have the gaps. The first set of wires that you put in will rotate all of the teeth so they're all in their nice aligned shape, as you guys probably know from following my journey so far. And then it's just a case of just this one tooth. And then after that, once this tooth rotated, it would just be a case of closing all the gaps. So in this case, Chig is qualified, he's certified to be able to deal with these types of cases. But because this tooth, with all the options that they both tried, and Chig tried and Sarah tried, it wasn't working, it now got to the point where Sarah's going to give her full attention to my braces journey now. So that's not to say that anything was wrong previously. It's just a transfer of care. So then I said, well, how does that work then? Because you're 2 different orthodontists in 2 different practices. But I came to find out as well that they both co-own both practices. So they're both partners in effect. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this story is because I think it's very important for you guys to know that if you're going to go for a consultation and you're going to create this relationship with an orthodontist, that you are going to put your trust and your faith into bringing you or making you get or helping you get your perfect smile, you want to make sure that if all of a sudden your braces journey turns into a complex one, is your orthodontist that you're having a consultation with going to continue that process? Like, are they able to deal with these complex situations, or do they have a partner, or is there someone else in the practice that they will consult who is a specialist that will be able to help out? It just makes me think that if Chig didn't know Sarah, or if they didn't co-own their practices so that they can bounce ideas off each other and kind of transfer patients over from one practice to another, I think I'd be feeling differently now, thinking, well, what's going to happen if Chig is unable to move this tooth and progress my braces journey, will he have to get someone else, or will I have to pay them? I will talk about payment in a moment, but there were so many thoughts that were going through my mind and so many questions. But then I came to realize that I'm very lucky that they do co-own. But if they didn't, I think it would look very, very different now to what the setup might be, who I'd be seeing. They'll have a completely different opinion. Well, I suppose Chig and Sarah do have different opinions, but at least they have shared interests, as opposed to one practice saying, oh, I think this is going to be better than the other one. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Whereas in this case, they both have the same common goal of helping me and other patients of theirs get their perfect smile. And also, as I said earlier, Sarah's practice isn't too far away from where I live. In fact, it's on my way to work. So because her working hours are different to Chig's, so Chig's working hours were quite beneficial to my work pattern, that I could go either before work or after work. But with Sarah and just the hours that she operates in, it makes it a little bit more challenging, where I have to leave work during the day, but it's closer to my work and it's kind of on the way to work and on the way home to work, that I can make it work. But again, if you're thinking about another, like if Sarah and Chig didn't know each other and they had to bring another orthodontist in and they weren't local, like it would just change everything and your plans, and especially if you've already organized with work about how work will support you with being able to go to your appointments without having to have any unpaid time off, or using your vacation holiday days to go to your appointments. Like, I'm very lucky that my workplace allows me to go to these adjustments and these appointments. But if it wasn't as local as both Chig and Sarah are, I think it would be a little bit more difficult to manage logistically, I reckon. So anyway, as I am sitting down on the dentist chair with Sarah, talking through what's going to happen, she takes more photos, like pretty much the same photos that Chig took when I first started my braces journey. But the way that she explained it to me is that I'm coming in now as a new patient. So she's taking new photos, she took new scans, and I'm going to be taking some more x-rays at some point soon as well. So we did all of that as well. And when she did the scans, the scans are very similar to what I've seen other people post on vlogs and videos on YouTube about their braces journeys. But I've seen a lot of people have molds of their teeth taken. So they take, or they make that purple sort of solution and they put it on like a plastic tray, and then they stick that into your mouth so that it makes an impression on your teeth, right? So I haven't done any of those ever since the start of my braces journey, because they've got this, what they call a wand, which is like it's basically a long stick with a camera at the end. And what they do is they position the camera. So imagine the camera's at the tip of my finger. They position the camera so it goes around the front of your teeth and then in the inside of your teeth as well. And it takes a full kind of picture, an accurate picture of your teeth, which is pretty much similar, if not better, than what the molds would be. Actually, would it be better? I don't know. They're the same. It's the same process, different technique. So when she finished taking the scans of my teeth, she realized that because my braces are in the way, it doesn't give an accurate scan because of how the light reflects off the braces. So she did say that at some point we'll need to remove my brackets in order for her to be able to take accurate scans and then put the brackets back on. So I thought, okay, cool, interesting. It'll be another experience to go through and to share with you guys how it all happened and how it all went and everything. And then she said, and she's one of those as well that likes to talk to herself whilst she's doing what she's doing with my teeth. Like she's one of those that thinks out loud. I love that because it means I don't need to ask as many questions, and I'm so curious about my teeth anyway. But she explains everything. So she starts to think to herself, and this is the major update that I'm coming up to now that I want to share with you. She starts to talk to herself and says, oh, I'm going to have to reposition a load of brackets anyway, regardless of whether we take your brackets off to do the scans and then put the brackets back on, because apparently she might not need to do the scans, but she said if she doesn't need to do the scans, she'll need to take the brackets off. Anyway, she then says that if she doesn't need to do a repeat scan, she will need to reposition quite a few of my brackets anyway. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because she said, I wonder if where you are with your braces journey, if Invisalign, finishing your braces journey with Invisalign may be better for me as opposed to continuing ceramic braces. What? I mean, what? So I'm going to have my braces taken out earlier and I'm going to have Invisalign instead? I'm so confused. And I start asking loads of questions of, well, hang on a second, wasn't the whole point of me coming to you in the first place because of a stubborn tooth and a complex case? Surely you're better off, or in my mind, I'm thinking, surely you're better off dealing with complex cases via braces as opposed to Invisalign, right? I'm so confused. So again, I start asking loads of questions. Her answer to my question of, I thought Invisalign can't, or it's not a possibility for complex cases. And she's saying that the technology with Invisalign, not all of the other brands of Invisalign, they're not even brands of Invisalign, similar brands to Invisalign, like Smile Direct, for example. She told me it's nothing like them, and Invisalign are progressing so quickly that they can deal with complex cases now. And she did say that she's going to try and manage this tooth, the stubborn canine first, and then she'll look at moving me on to Invisalign. Okay, fine. I told her about my reservations of Invisalign, about some horror stories that I've heard of, and then she was very quick to remind me, or to ask me, but are these Invisalign stories, or are they stories from other aligner brands like Smile Direct or others that are out there? Are the horror stories from them, or is it from Invisalign? Then come to think of it, I started to think, well, actually, hang on. I don't think I've heard of any horror stories of Invisalign. I mean, there's not to say that Invisalign might not have worked, but I've not heard of any stories about the aligners themselves being not so great or not working completely at all, like not even moving teeth. I've heard so many stories that in my head I'm like, okay, is that going to be the best solution for the progression of my braces journey and finishing off my braces journey? And she then also made a point that every orthodontist is different, and that's why she wanted to reposition brackets in the first place, that she would position brackets differently on my tooth. She explained how some orthodontists like to position their brackets like lower down on the tooth, and some orthodontists like to do it nearer towards the top of the tooth. She said everyone has their own different methods and styles and preferences, I suppose, and her preference would mean that she needs to reposition brackets, but also she, in her experience, from what she was telling me, is that she has seen really good results with people in similar positions to me that she's dealt with, or currently has clients at the moment who have had really good results, excellent results, from a mixture of both braces and Invisalign. So she's convincing me now that Invisalign's going to be okay. All right, fine. So I said to Sarah, at the end of the day, I have no idea what's best for me. I don't know if Invisalign is going to be the best treatment plan to finish off my braces journey, or I don't know if braces and continuing with braces is the better option between the two. I have no idea. And I think she was kind of asking of my preference, and I said to her, I don't have a preference. I'm at that stage in my braces journey where I want to see progress, and I want to continue with my braces journey because I haven't seen progress in a while. So I think the most important thing is that I see progress, and then afterwards, I suppose, whichever method gets me towards my perfect smile the quickest, but actually get really good results, I'm not really that fast. If it means that if it means I continue with braces, fine. If it means I get Invisalign, fine. I mean, I'll be happy to try Invisalign. It's just, again, it's another it's another part of my braces journey that I'll get to share with you guys. So yeah, I told her that I'm putting my trust and my faith in the knowledge and the experience and the expertise of you and Chig to decide what you believe is the best course moving forward of my treatment plan. And they called me the other day to tell me that they believe that Invisalign will be the best option. And of course, if Invisalign is not, then I'll obviously go back to braces, because the ultimate goal is still the same of getting my perfect smile. So Sarah just believes that it's going to be, Invisalign is going to be the best way moving forward. And they both told me that it's going to be at no additional cost, because apparently Invisalign does cost more than ceramic braces, which in my initial research before I had my braces put in the first place, I did find that out. But I was very humbled and felt very grateful when they said that depending on the course of action that they take, which in this case is going to be Invisalign or a hybrid of both, they said it's going to be at no extra cost. So what I paid originally will cover what Sarah is going to do moving forward. She also mentioned to me, and this is the bit I really related to, I think she saw that I was getting a little bit frustrated with braces in general, and she was also asking about foods and like my diet and things that I'm eating at the moment and how I maintain my braces, just loads of just lifestyle questions that I would normally talk to Chig about on an adjustment basis. And I think she must have got the impression during the conversation that I'm tired of my braces. And she said to me, that's why I gave you another option, Roberto, of having the Invisalign aligners, meaning that you don't need to worry about all the interdental brushes. Oh, because I told about my brushing routine as well, and having to use 10 million different types of interdental brushes and all of this stuff. And she said, you know, it's just another option. And I said to her, I'm very grateful of the option that you're giving to me. Which I am. And I said to her, but at the end of the day, whatever you feel is best, let's go with that option. So guys, that is my major update for you. It looks like my time with ceramic braces for now is coming to a close. So very soon, well, I say very soon, I already know when my next adjustment is. It's in 4 weeks time. So in a month's time, I believe if everything goes according to plan, maybe in this adjustment it might be different because of the canine still. So I should say very soon, within the next few months, the braces are coming off. The braces are coming off. I'm so excited, and I'm going to get Invisalign. So I need to do a load of research into Invisalign. I need to find out lots of information about it, because I don't really know too much about Invisalign other than they're aligners that you have to keep in your mouth and you have to take them out every time you eat or drink. That's all I know, as well as some other stories. But then I've now realized that stories I've heard of them are not really horror stories, I should say, are not of Invisalign. It's actually more of other similar brands. So interesting. I'll need to do a load of research on it as well. If any of you guys have had any experience with Invisalign, please let me know in the comments below any information that you should that you feel that I should know in advance. I'd be heavily grateful for any advice, tips or anything. But I am really looking forward to it. What I'm looking forward to the most is having the braces taken off and revealing to you guys what it all looks like without my braces, what my smile looks like without my braces. I can't wait. So that looks like that's the plan. So in a few months time, braces will come off, Invisalign aligners will be ordered, and I'll have them, and I'll take you along the ride with me using them for the first time and telling you how I get on with them. I'm really excited. Now, as you probably have guessed already, I did have an adjustment when I went to go and see Sarah. I'm sure you would have seen during this video that I have got the elastics in here now, here and here. And that's to sort out my midline, because my midline is just totally off. So the whole point of these elastics is to move my jaw this way, so that my midline can get fixed to there. Can you see it? That's how it should be. But if I bite normally, it's still way off. So these I now need to wear every single day and only take them off for when I eat and when I brush my teeth. But the adjustment itself, oh my goodness, so much happened in this adjustment, and that's going to be my next video where I explain to you guys what happened in this adjustment and talk you through everything. And then the video after that, so in 2 weeks time, that's going to be telling you guys about how I've actually got on with it. And a little preview, my goodness, these elastic bands are annoying, and it's a completely new feeling of discomfort when it rubs against the inside of your cheeks. Wow, I thought I was done with that, but nope, this is a new one that's come along too. So now you've got my major update for my treatment plan. You're going to hear about my adjustment next, and then after that how I've got on since pretty much today with the new adjustments that Sarah has done with my braces. Oh, sorry, I've just remembered something as well. Just because Sarah's taking over my braces treatment now, I did say to Chig, oh, does that mean I'm not going to see you anymore? Am I not going to go to your practice? And he did say that although Sarah's overseeing the rest of my treatment, any finer adjustments that might need doing, I am still able to go and see Chig, and Chig will oversee those. But the actual treatment plan itself is going to be run by Sarah now, with Chig assisting Sarah. So I will still get to see Chig too, which I'm really happy about also. So there you have it, guys. There's the update. My goodness, never did I think that it would come to this point where my braces are going to come out earlier, and then I'm going to move to Invisalign, because Invisalign's what I wanted in the first place, but then I couldn't because of how my teeth were, and I needed to get the extractions. But now it's got to a point where my teeth are where they are now that I can have Invisalign. It's crazy. And I just never thought it would have been an option to have Invisalign, although it was my first option. But looks like I'll be able to have that option now, which is amazing. So let's see how that goes. If any of you guys watching the video now not subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend that you do press subscribe now, because these updates that are coming up soon are going to be insane, and I can't wait to bring you along with the journey towards my perfect smile, and also taking these bad boys off and then getting the aligners and going through all of the challenges and problems that everyone goes through when they first get Invisalign as well. You guys get to go through that with me, and then any advice that I can give to you guys from going through it myself, so that you guys don't need to go through it. I cannot wait for all of what's to come. So please press subscribe so that you don't miss any of the videos coming up. All right, so that's it for today. It is sweltering where I am at the moment. The weather here is going to get crazy over the next couple of days in London, and that's unheard of for us, and it's going to be hot, and it's hot now. Look, my head's shiny as well. Right, I'm going to head back in. My home is over that way somewhere, so I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Remember to be kind, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.